Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 4 of Hearts of Iron 4 as the German Reich. Things are going relatively well for us at the moment. I am not in any wars that... I'm not in any wars at the moment. Certainly not in any wars that I cannot win. I think I want to go ahead and create a new theatre. How does one create a new theatre? There is a way of doing it. At least there used to be a way of doing it. I wanted to create a theatre and call it training, but I can't remember how to create a new theatre. Am I missing a button somewhere? Settings. You can delete a theatre. Can't work out how to make a new one, though. You can select the current theatre. Oh, I don't know. I'm sure we'll end up with one at some point. I just want to... Oh, no, there we go. The button appears when you select an army. So my training one... Yeah. So this is basically going to be the training theatre. So what we're going to do... is we're going to call this training, and we're going to put those on a lower priority. So our frontline troops will use more of the weapons that are coming out from supply. What have we got here? We've got airplanes available in reserves. What do we have? We get some of these in. Where are we putting those? In Eastern Germany. Some down here as well, I suppose. Just kind of putting a random mix of planes in at the moment, just so we've got the planes in somewhere and we're not getting warnings about them. Close air support. We'll shuffle them around as and when needed. Close air support here. We'd rather have this up to maybe 200. Something like that. We'll work on that. We will need to make these air bases better. However... when we start working on air innovations, we will get some better air bases sorted out as well, so that'll be fine. So then we want to decide whether we go for tactical air effort or strategic air effort. So that is battlefield support. Construction is completed. So what's the difference? So this is battlefield support. Oh, we can already go straight to air innovations 2 if we wanted to. I guess that gives us naval air effort researches for the Ardo AR-196. That's probably a naval bomber or a naval fighter. Battlefield support, the Junkers. Might go for just go for tactical, because we can get air innovations anyway and move down into rocketry. Not to worry too much about that at the moment. So I think we need to start working on everything that gives us better production. It seems to make the most sense to me. Let's make sure we are unpaused. Let's check this training army. Yep, we still don't have anybody yet who is up to a fairly high level. There is the maintenance company done. Let's go ahead and get the field hospitals. We'll also be able to get signal company now as well, because we've researched radio. So that is fantastic. How are we going with this one? Befriend Japan. We still need another sort of 42 days on that one. Again, getting very close to being able to reform our government again. Now we have insufficient resources. That is now steel. I guess we want to sort of trade with everything from the Soviet Union. We are trying to get friendly with them. We could get some stuff from Japan, but Japan don't have an awful lot of resources. Of course, when we start taking land from other nations, we'll be getting some resources. So the Netherlands and Belgium have steel, quite a lot of steel in Belgium, so hopefully we'll get that. Assuming that we manage to take France, France have a lot of aluminium and a lot of steel. We've got a tiny bit of oil in Austria. We've got some tungsten in Czechoslovakia. Poland has some oil, though not much. Yeah, oil's going to be the big problem, really. And we do hold the Kiel Canal, so we can continue to move through there. Get some more aluminium if we were to take on Denmark. We do have a tiny little bit of our own oil. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one, really. So we'll allow things to carry on. What are we up to? 131 political power. Still not exactly short of manpower at the moment, but we certainly would like to bump that up as soon as we can. How are things going on with construction? So we're working on some factories, then we're going to do some anti-aircraft guns, then we're going to work on some more factories, and then we'll probably work on some more factories after that as well. Let's queue these up to multiples, because some of these states can have multiple factories in them, so that's fine. I'm not going to go ahead and put lots of high levels for the anti-aircraft guns in, not yet. I'd sooner get these done first. We'll also want a few more civilian factories as well, I think, after some of these military factories. Hopefully that'll be enough to keep us going. We have some fresh divisions which are going to go into our Polish front army, and let's make sure they go and join the front. And again, we can modify our government. So what do we want to go ahead? What do we want to go and add? We could add another division recovery rate plus 8%, reduced attrition, naval AA attacks, naval max range, submarine detection, paradrop attack, interception attack, defense and agility. That could be quite useful, actually. Being able to take down a lot of the planes that might be coming for us. Is there anything else in here that would be useful for us? Let's have a look. Anti-air construction speed. Well, you know, we do have a lot of that coming up soon. So I think we take that guy. You can always change them later on. So as we are about to start building a lot of anti-air, it's probably not a bad idea to have that that running, actually. And with that in mind, I'm almost tempted to... how long do these take to build? Does it actually say how long they take? There we go. Doesn't say how long. Because I'm tempted to bump them up to level 2 and see how they all go. Particularly anything on the west where we might want to defend against Great Britain's naval attacks. We'll see how it looks. If they take too long, we might just bump them down to rank 1. But we're definitely sort of forming up on some borders over here. Amelia Earhart disappears, and Improved Machine Tools has completed. So let's go ahead now and work on Excavation 2. Improve our resource gain. Do we have a surplus of anything at the moment? No, we almost have a surplus of oil. And then we wouldn't have to import... We're actually exporting 3. We're importing 32, I suppose, and then exporting 3 of those. Because we don't produce much of our own, which is fair enough, I guess. So, yep, you're still training. You've actually got tank division in there now. Do any of these units have tank divisions in? Because we will be setting up a dedicated tank division. I think we'll still leave the SS divisions, that SS division in there. I don't think I'll actually build many more of these SS divisions. I mean, they are literally just motorized infantry. I'm not too sure if they're going to be super useful. I'm not going to go ahead and delete the template. I mean, we might as well keep it. It is one we can always modify later on if we want to. Let's go and increase our infantry output, and we'll probably get another few groups of tanks as well. What have we got here? Leadership purges in the Soviet Union. Uncertainty has long reigned in the Soviet Union. While details are scarce, there has been a series of secret trials on the highest level, and both generals and ministers have disappeared from the public eye. The natural assumption is that some great conspiracy has been uncovered within the Communist Party, but no official statement has been made. In addition, the diplomatic reports we have access to indicate that evidence presented at the trials has been far from indisputable. Whatever's been happening, the structure of the Soviet High Command has changed irrevocably. And we have befriended Japan. So, now that that's done, we can actually go in if we want to and work on the Anschluss. So, this should be... well, we should start to be able to get some land from this. Let's go and start working on that. So we do have a bit of an army. We'll be able to start taking some land, hopefully. And we are going to need another tank. I think what I will do is take this one tank out of here. This, oh, don't click on that. Click on this. So we'll take this tank. We'll add you to a new army. Going to be the Panzers. And we will give you to Rommel. And then what we'll do is we'll put all of the new tank divisions in there. There's the Marco Polo Bridge incident. I guess we do have a few random tanks around. We've got a couple in here. So let's go ahead and take you, and we'll put you in Rommel's army. Rommel's army doesn't really have a job at the moment, so let's go ahead and put you on the... We'll put you over here on the front line with Czechoslovakia as well. Come can we get a different colour for you? Let's go ahead and give you red, and you're going to be the... not a lot of options to choose from, but that'll be you. Just try and make the colours easier to stand out. Using that mod that I've got, the strategic view mod, whatever it's called, it does make it a lot easier because the colours do more closely resemble the colours of the army. It's not too sure about the orange. Can we make you like a yellow or something? Be a little bit easier to see. There we go. So sort of yellow, red, purple, and then we've got this sort of weird wishy-washy greeny blue colour. Let's go ahead and make you green. That's instantly easier to see. And then we've got the training regiment, which I guess can just sort of stay pink. So that is fine, because they didn't actually have a front line, so we don't have to worry too much about that. So hopefully soon we'll be able to start taking some land. How is our production actually doing? We've almost caught up in our military equipment. We do need a little bit of support equipment, a little bit of artillery. We are going to have to assign a lot more factories to light tanks, so let's go ahead and queue some up in there anyway. And we have finished one of our doctrines for our infantry. We do get a reduction here, so let's go ahead and use that on elastic defense. It's better for our tanks than anything else, but now we're working on panzer divisions. It's probably really worth doing that, so we'll start working on that straight away. Can you change the order of these theatres? You can move one up and move one down. Doesn't look like you can. Maybe the low priority ones always go at the bottom. I did actually set this to low, didn't I? Yeah, it is low priority. Thought it would have actually shown up on here somewhere that it was low priority, but it is not doing so. So how long is this Anschluss going to take? We need another 43 days, and then that'll be done. After that, it will probably be on... Where will we go from there? Demand Slovenia? Probably not. Demand Sudetenland? Most likely. Because we don't want to be Czechoslovakia's friend. So yeah, we'll probably demand the Sudetenland. We don't want to work on the Anti-Comintern Pact. Because we don't necessarily want to go to war with the USSR. We want to be allied with the USSR. Which is not historically accurate. But yeah, we definitely want to sort of... work our way down here, because then we'll be able to take Turkey as well. See, to get an alliance with Spain, we'd technically have to befriend Czechoslovakia, but I think you can do it down here. The Second Vienna Award, get an alliance with Italy, get an alliance with Spain. That's definitely what we want to head for. So, demand Sudetenland, First Vienna Award, fate of Czechoslovakia. We will want Danzig for Slovakia, but then we want to go into Second Vienna Award, alliance with Italy, and alliance with Spain, alliance with the USSR, and eventually we will go for... Oh no, we want Danzig or war, don't we? Not for Slovakia. Yeah, we don't want Danzig for Slovakia, we want Danzig or war, and then we can go to war with France. Yeah, this should work out for us. So there isn't too much going on at the moment. We have some more units that are trained up. Let's add one to that division, and we'll go and put you on the line. We've got another... How many do we need for the other division? 2 more. So we'll add 2 to this division, and we'll go ahead and put you on the purple line. And then we have... 2 more there, and you're going to be added to the Polish front, and you're going to go on the yellow line. So I could be fabricating against nations if I wanted. I could go ahead and sort of justify war goals, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use the sort of national focus tree to do it, shall we say, politically, diplomatically. I don't know which way we're doing it, but yeah, I could just go ahead and fabricate on people, but we'll go through this way and see how it works. We've got some front lines set up, so things should be relatively decent. Again, we're a couple of days off getting yet another reform on our government, which is absolutely fantastic. We're only 15 days away from this, so let's go ahead and modify our government again. Do we want anything else here? Division recovery rate could be really useful. What about on an aircraft designer? Fighters and carrier fighters, close air support, ground attack and reliability. That could be more useful for us. Naval attack. There again, the other issue that we have is do we really want to be using close air support, or are our armies good enough and we should actually be using our fighters to try and shoot down the British planes? But I think I want the close air support. Where were we? Close air support. Let's go for the Junkers. Sort that out. How are things going down here with training? We will have another Panzer Division soon. The days are just flying by, even though we're only running on speed 3. Again, as I've said before, I tend not to go above speed 3 because it does sometimes cause problems with recording if you are going too quickly. But we're only 6 days away from the Anschluss of Austria. So the Anschluss, or union with Austria, is a long-held goal of the German people. Although forbidden by the Treaty of Versailles, the time has finally come to bring it about. Let us offer the Austrians a chance at sharing our glorious destiny. So what should happen is Austria should pretty much become ours once this happens. Will increase the world tension. Why is the world tension so high currently? It was because nationalist Spain won the war. That Treaty of Madrid. There we go, there is the Anschluss of Austria. Repeated uprisings in Austria clearly show that the people there long to be united with our Reich. It is now time to take action and allow the will of the people to be made manifest. The Anschluss of Austria. After a successful coup d'etat by the local Nazi party in Vienna, German troops have crossed the Austrian border and taken control of the country. No fighting has been reported and the German soldiers were greeted by cheering crowds in the cities. In a speech before the massive crowd at the Heldenplatz in Vienna, Hitler announced that the Anschluss of Austria annexing the country into Germany. The oldest eastern province of the German people shall be, from this point on, the newest bastion of the German Reich. And the Japanese are building up forces on the Chinese border. The Anschluss is completed. There's only 2% what's this called? World tension, which was actually lower than I expected. So we can't do the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact yet. We could go into Army Innovations 2. That'd be quite nice, but I think what we want to do is demand the Sudetenland and try and get some of Czechoslovakia if we can. Before anybody else starts messing around with that. Although we could go into Army Innovations first. I don't think we need it. Let's just go ahead and get this one. So hopefully then we'll be able to start getting some of Czechoslovakia. Japan has declared war on China. That is fine. Don't need to worry too much about that. There we go. Now they've declared war on China proper. Now, our border with Czechoslovakia is now a little bit longer, so I'm going to hold down Alt, and that should now allow me to drag these front lines out all the way around the border, because now we have a larger border. So this is technically good for us because it gives us some more... why have we got units in here? Are these like Austria's infantry that are unassigned? I bet they are, aren't they? So we've got these divisions here. We've got... well, let's get all of the ones that are currently unassigned. There's quite a few of them. Some mountain troops as well. Didn't want to do that. That's what makes me laugh, is if you actually go into an army, you can select... If you click on one, it selects it. And then you can hold down Control or Shift to select multiple. But you can just click on one, and it doesn't get rid of the interface. But if you actually go into this army screen and click on a division, it gets rid of the interface. So you've actually got to hold down Shift before you even click the first one. It's a little bit annoying. So these guys basically need to train up. So they're going to go into the training division. So we'll get them working on that. We now need some more steel. Again, we'll get it from the Soviet Union. So that probably means we've got some more planes and stuff dotted around now, although, yeah, there's no air wings set up in these, so that's fine. Let's go and get rid of that so we can see what we are doing. Again, we could almost reform our government once more. Now, we don't want to bump our manpower up until we really have to, because the issue with doing so, if we were to go and change this to... extensive conscription, it reduces our training time. I mean, that's all. Extra 10% on the training time, which isn't the end of the day. Is there anything else that I specifically need in the meantime? What about a political advisor? Military to factory conversions we're not doing. Civilian factory construction speed could be useful. Political power gain. Foreign subversive activities efficiency minus 30%. That could be useful. Don't think we really need it though. Let's go ahead and start going for extensive conscription. So that does slow down the training a little bit, but it gives us so much more manpower. And we are halfway through demanding the Sudetenland, but we will find out how that plays out on the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are enjoying Hearts of Iron 4. I'll see you next time, and until then, goodbye for now.